Looking for a job can be really overwhelming, and after a while, doubts and insecurities start sinking in. We start asking ourselves, am I even good enough? With every rejection email, or worse, no response. It's easy to lose hope. Well, I've definitely been there, and honestly, it's hard. At some point, I started questioning whether there was something wrong with me. What's really helped me was to just cut down all the questions around my head to just 3. And it's honestly incredible how much this simplified the job hunting process for me. It all boils down to these 3 questions, and it applies to every single job. 1, do I have the skills required for the job? 2, is the company the right fit for me? And 3, how do I prepare for the one-way interview and the AI screening? That last one probably caught you guys off guard. It's a new one, but it's one that's becoming more and more relevant and popular in our post-COVID world. So let's get started. So the first question seems pretty straightforward, right? Check the job listing, look at the requirements, and immediately go next because they're asking for 2 years of experience for an entry-level job. But actually, when it comes down to it, years of experience is pretty flexible depending on the position. In most cases, if you miss the mark and lack a year or 2 of experience, you should still apply for the position. In fact, when companies ask for experience, what they're really asking for is whether you can work in a structured team environment and if you can get things done, especially when the times are tough. As such, things like relevant personal projects or volunteer work can offset the experience requirement. Another thing you should consider is that not every requirement is weighted the same. In other words, some requirements are more important than others, and depending on the job, knowing hard skills like a specific language or familiarity with software can offset that experience requirement. While you're going through the job listing, you should ask yourself if that job excites you. More important than being the right person for the job, you need to make sure that the job is right for you. Will this be something I can see myself doing day in and day out? Can I see myself growing with the job? Will it further my career? You really want to put yourself in a position where the job helps you gain the experience you need to move up in that career ladder, regardless of where you work. I understand that after a while, we get tired and desperate and we just want to apply to every single job out there. But the truth is, if you don't find a good match for you, you're going to be in the same exact spot a year from now, looking for a job because the job you got doesn't match your values, your career, and your aspirations. Along the lines of making sure that this job is the right fit for you, you also have to make sure that you are passionate about the company itself. Some questions to consider. Is there a clear path to promotion and career development? It's important that you see yourself growing, and probably even more that you're being properly compensated for that growth. What are some of the previous employees saying? Doing your due diligence on platforms like Glassdoor and Fishbowl is a big part of the process. Be sure you're looking for reviews not only for your specific job, but people that work within the same department that you're going to work at. Is the company itself growing? And is that growth in a direction that excites you? Something most people don't consider is the trajectory of a company. On one side, you want to make sure that the company can grow. And on the other side, you want to make sure that you are aligned with this vision. For most companies, the bulk of the interviewing process beyond skill assessments will be on cultural fit. That's why it's so important for you to do your homework beforehand and make sure that you're the right fit for them and they're the right fit for you. These are some great resources for you to look at when determining whether a company is a good fit. Company annual reports. Probably the best resource to get a sense of the different initiatives they undertake and learn more about all of their core competencies and values. Messages from the CEO or president. This is a great place to understand where the company will be heading, its general goals, and overarching vision for the future. Letters to investors and shareholders. Now, not every company will have these, but for those that do, you can easily use this information to see how well a company is doing financially. Odds are that if they're doing really well, you can expect a nicer bonus at the end of the year. Check Reddit, Fishbowl, and other social media apps. Companies that are large enough usually have their own subgroups within those networks. And lots of people talk about what is going on in the company so you can get an insider's view of what's up. Corporate social responsibility pages. Most companies should have an annual report outlining how they gave back. That's a great way to check if their values align with yours. Statements on diversity and inclusion. I personally believe that a company with a strong stance on diversity and inclusion cares deeply about their employees, and they tend to have a more open culture overall. Once you made sure that you have the skills required and that you and the company are a match made in heaven, the last step is getting past the one-way interview and the AI screening. So what exactly am I talking about here? One-way interviews are interviews where the questions are decoupled from the answers. That means that you won't have a human asking you questions. The questions you have to answer are shown to you through a pre-recorded video or just text on screen. And nobody's listening to you answer those questions. Your answers are being stored in their database and it's going to be analyzed by an AI algorithm which will compare you to the organization's best performers. Check out this video over here so you can dive a little deeper into what I mean by all this. The reality is that top companies not only get applications from the top candidates, but they get applications from all over. It's literally impossible for a recruiter to sift through all of the applications, so that's why many depend on AI to help move the process along. This sounds good and all, but the reality is that this process just sucks. There's absolutely zero feedback, and a lot of us are left in the dark as to what these video interviews are looking for. So fight fire with fire. Voomer is an AI-powered interview prep platform that provides you with feedback that will help you understand how you're interpreted by these AI algorithms. You'll be surprised how an answer you thought was really strong can be considered weak by an AI-powered algorithm. So head over to tryvoomer.com today and start your interview prep for free. So while these 3 questions might seem simple enough, there's quite a bit to them, especially that last one. But the good news is that if you can pass through one AI screening, you're pretty much set for all the other ones, with minor changes here and there, of course. The most important takeaway is that at no point in the job hunting process should you take the rejections and ghosting personally. And the key is to really take each listing as a new opportunity to learn more about yourself and the field that you want to work in. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. I usually get back within 1 day. And fear not, you got this. Let's get you hired. Check out the rest of our channel for more interview tips, including things such as improving your camera and audio setup.